You ever notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get that luxury?
How true is that? Do women tend to blame their behavior on their hormones, or is men that tend to blame women behavior on their hormones? I'd like to know your thoughts about this down in the comment section, because this you came to the internet to say women tend to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get the luxury to blame anything, blah blah blah. And a lot of people came for him, but we're going to watch the video to the end, then we'll come back and talk about it.
You ever notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get that luxury? Anytime a girl gets overly emotional or acts irrationally or gives you attitude, it's often her hormones that get the blame and nobody says anything. But what about when men are checking a girl out at the gym or make a move sexually or just generally get aggressive or competitive in a situation? Suddenly it's not about hormones anymore, is it? Nah, we're just reckless, immature creeps with no self-control. I thought women wanted equality. Either everyone gets to blame their hormones or no one does. And I give you the choice, ladies. After all, we wouldn't want the patriarchy setting the rules now, would we?
What is he even saying? Like, what is he saying? Hey beautiful people, my name is Maria Davis and I'm back again with another interesting video. You all just watched the video. Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. A lot of people came for him. Like, they came really hard for him, and mostly men, to be honest. They came for him. I'm going to play their stitches for you all to watch. I want to know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. Then I'll share my opinion at the end of all the stitches.
Ever notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get that luxury?
Whew. I know you're trying to sound all logical and everything, but the only logic that most of us are going to be able to get out of this is that you probably have not dated too many women in your life. In fact, you're sounding like a lot of male doctors when they're talking to women, dismissing the issues that they go through. Because both my wife and my ex-wife and a lot of female friends I know have to listen to this bullshit. But before I just shut this down, we should ask you a question. What does your body go through in a month's time? Just let me know. Because I know every month, outside of me getting older, my body doesn't go through much. And I wouldn't want to go through what women go through. So, just shut the fuck up.
Notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get that luxury?
If you can't tell, this is my biggest pet peeve, because I don't truly believe that women can't control their emotions during these cycles they be having. Now, I understand that I will never be able to relate or understand how they feel, but you as women have to understand who you are talking to when you're on your cycle, and especially when you're talking to someone that chooses to love you every single day. You need to understand that your words do affect men. If you say something out of pocket, that man is going to remember that for the rest of his life. But you think it's okay because you're on your cycle and you're a woman. Well, guess what, baby girl? Some men aren't going to put up with that, and some of you are going to ruin a good relationship because you can't watch your mouth.
Ever notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but
y'all really keep showing that you don't speak to women and that you don't listen when they speak to you. Women don't blame hormones for their actions. Men blame women's actions on hormones. And it always seems to be in an accusatory way. It's never in a compassionate way. It's never, I'm sorry your insides are ripping themselves apart. What can I do to help? It's always, you hurt my feelings. What, are you on your period? And then you somehow tried to blame testosterone for dudes being creepy and staring at women in the gym? No, that's just dudes being creepy and staring at women in the gym.
ever notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get that luxury?
No, men would never use excuses like hormones. They use excuses like biological urges, evolution, what she was wearing, where she was, how much alcohol she had to drink. And use those excuses for sexual assault. Whereas my uterus is shedding its lining and those hormones made me have a little bit of a cry. So yes, I had a little bit of an outburst. You literally rape women and then blame it on alcohol. Do you see how these things are not comparable? Fucking twat.
Ever notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get that luxury?
What do you mean men don't get that luxury? Men are always blaming women's behavior on their hormones. And I gotta ask, who the hell do you think you are out here giving advice to men? I've been single almost my entire life and I know more about women than you do. And can you blame women if they get a little cranky every 28 days? I'd get cranky too if I had to cram any number of foreign objects inside my vaginal canal because my uterine lining is sloughing off into my underpants. And that is one of the more pleasant aspects of the whole affair. When I was in high school, a friend of mine once described her menstrual cramps as someone sticking a butter knife into her abdomen and swirling it around. Well, as men, the only thing we have to worry about is accidentally sitting on our balls because somebody thought it would be a good idea to put our reproductive organs on the outside. Ugh. Well, anyway, this has been Doc for Diesel Punk Industries, and here's some advice for you men that you can actually use. Get her some Idol, buy her some ice cream, and shut the fuck up. Thanks for watching, and as always, Crunchy White Pimp.
You ever notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get that luxury?
What are you talking about? Have you ever heard the term boys will be boys? Men blame their testosterone for being irrational all the time. This double standard you're describing doesn't exist. The problem you're running into is that you're not allowed to blame hormones for being violent. Boots will straight up cite losing a game of Call of Duty as to the reason why there's a hole in their drywall. Call of Duty? More like call the goddamn therapist office.
You ever notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get that luxury?
There are so many shitty men on this app, it's so hard to keep up. This guy is, surprise, surprise, self-proclaimed dating expert or some bullshit like that. In this one video, this dude parades every stereotypical misogynistic trope that's out there. You should go back and watch his whole video. $10 says this guy puts his fist through drywall. He is the epitome of what? I can't compliment a pretty lady anymore? Well, did you see what she was wearing? She was asking for. Maybe don't get so drunk when you go out with your friends. It's so played out. Can we please, as a society, say that we are over this kind of content?
Notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get that luxury?
Sorry, truly speechless. All right, sir, I'm gonna break this down for you. First, women have this fun thing once a month where blood exits our body and our hormones get all out of whack. On top of that, a lot of women are carrying children, which messes with your hormones. And if all of that is not enough, most women are on some type of birth control, which truly fucks with your hormones. So until these things start happening to you, I'm gonna say we're gonna take this one, okay? But anyways, I hope you all have a great day, except for this guy. I truly don't care how your day is.
You ever notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get that luxury?
Do you ever notice how men like to just beat the shit out of other men? On the streets, in bars, they like to punch holes in walls, yell to intimidate their wives, throw shit. But that's not hormones, right? Men aren't designed like that, right? What's the excuse then for their behavior?
Notice how women are allowed to blame their behavior on their hormones, but men don't get that luxury?
Okay, I watched that whole video. It's a doozy. But you know, the sense I got from it personally, I could be wrong, but my sense is he doesn't like us ladies very much. I mean, so like hormonal and irrational, like crazy irrational. And then there's the attitude. We give attitude right in somebody's face. And my sense is it kind of makes him mad, definitely not happy. But there's a solution to this problem. There is. You know, he could consider dating dudes. Yeah, none of that hormone crap ever. No. And totally rational, grounded at all times, and hey, none of the attitude. So you know, it's just something to consider. You know, he has a right to like who he likes. He does have that. No one has any right to make him like to give him any crap about it. But you know, if we were to date dudes, then it might make him happier. And there's a possibility it would make us happier too. Just something to think about.
If you see it, definitely you're enjoying this video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff. I don't even really have much to say about this particular video, but the comparison of women blaming their behavior on their hormones and saying that when men see checking a girl out at the gym and try to be messy or sexual or something, they have nothing to blame about. Like, make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. What about some other behaviors that men do that they just tell you, man, I'm just being a man, especially when they've actually made cheating in a relationship for man a normal thing. If you go anywhere now, all over the world, not just where I am, all over the world, when you hear my man is cheating on me, people are like, okay, is that the only reason you want to divorce? Like, it's a norm now. So which behavior should they put that on? Or when a man start misbehaving, start doing other things, which, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I personally feel like women doesn't blame their emotions or behaviors on hormones. Men do that. When you see a woman trying to, like, probably a woman trying to talk to you about some things and she's just being angry about it, and you notice maybe she's pregnant, like, I don't blame you, it's because you're pregnant, you know, your hormones are acting up and all of that. Those things are really annoying. I feel like it's men that actually blame women on their hormones. When they see you behaving somehow, they just say, oh, you're on your period. No wonder you're talking to me that way. No wonder you're doing this. They are the one that blames women on their hormone. I really don't get it how women blame their behavior on their hormones. I really don't get it, man. I really don't get it. I'd like to know what you all think about this down in the comment section. Thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this one. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.